Good afternoon, second grade, and welcome to reading class again. Today we have another story, and it's called The Stolen Popsicle. So, yeah, I thought it's a pretty good story. It's only part one this time. It has two stories, so we're going to do part two in a few days from now. Okay, so let's look at your study words. You can open up your light units to lesson one, so it's a new light unit. So lesson one, the study words, and you can follow along as I read, and you can also say them with me. So number one says attempt. Number two, collection. Number three, popsicles. Number four, slushy. Number five, sucked. Number six, wrappers. Okay, let's talk about these meanings a little bit. If you would be here at school with me, we could look them up in the glossary, and you can go ahead and look them up in your glossary also. I'm going to go over the meanings with you, but if you do not remember what they are, go ahead and look them up in the glossary. The glossary is always in the back of your light unit, so feel free to any time look back in the glossary, other than when you're doing quizzes and self-check, of course, but any other time, if you don't know what a word means, you can always look it up in the glossary and it'll tell you your meaning. So let's talk about these meanings a little bit. So we have the word attempt. Attempt means a try. And I'll give you a sentence with each word so it might make a little bit more sense. So like Dakota will attempt to kick the ball. Like you will try to kick the ball. So then the next word is collection, and that means a group of things scattered together. Like Brooklyn has a collection of butterflies. It's like a group of things. Next word is popsicles. We could say Clayton likes popsicles. And popsicles means colored and flavored water that is frozen on sticks. I figure all of you probably had popsicles, and today is a really good day for popsicles. It's warm out there, and yeah, I think a popsicle would probably be good. I would give you one. If you'd all be here at school, I would give you a popsicle. Okay, so then next word is slushy. We could say Jadrian's popsicle was getting slushy because it was so warm outside. So slushy means partly melted. Next we have sucked, which sucked means drew in liquid with the mouth. And we could say Zach sucked on the lollipop. Next word is wrappers, which wrappers means pieces of paper used to wrap things. So we could say Lincoln threw all the wrappers in the trash. So wrappers is like anything like, usually candy has wrappers around it, and anything that has something wrapped around it to keep it from getting dirty and stuff, and keep it good and fresh. So that's what wrappers is. Okay, so yeah, you can go ahead with part A. It says to match each study word to its meaning, and use the glossary on your pages. It says pages 43 and 44 as needed. So if you don't remember what it means, feel free to look back in the glossary, because the glossary, it actually gives you the answers. Okay, and then part B, you can do that, follow the direction for that. Part C is to read the Bible verse to yourself 3 times. So the Bible verse for this lesson is right here, and it says, "It is more blessed to give than to receive." Acts 20, verse 35. So simply what that means is we feel better and we're more blessed if we give to people instead of thinking that we need to receive something, which means to get something. So yeah, it means that it's better to give than to receive. Okay, let's look over here now. You can turn your page, and we're going to look there at the teaching box. So turn your page to page 2, and we're going to read the teaching box. It says change F to V for plurals. So to make a plural word that ends with FE, change the F to V and add S. And we talked a little bit about that this morning in language class and spelling. You're having words, you're having the plural form in spelling words, but they had been changed from singular to plural. And so then now they have VES at the end instead of FE, because before with singular you have FE or F. Okay, so let's look at your examples there in the box. It says to make a word plural that ends with FE, change the F to V and add S, like wife plus S equals wives, which they changed the F to V for plural. And then the next word is knife plus S equals knives. So you have, again, they changed the F to V and added ES. And then it says to make a word plural that ends with F, change the F to V and add ES. So now you can also have words that end with just a plain F without an E on the end. So we have leaf plus ES equals leaves. So now they had put also ES at the end of that. They changed the F to V and added ES. And then you have wolf plus ES equals wolves. Let's look over here on the board. We have some examples of changing. So we have life here, life, and we want to make that plural. So what we do is we need to change the F to V and add ES. Or your E is here, but we'll change the F to V and yeah, add ES. So now we have lives. Self, and so self, more than one self, is selves. So we would write it like this, change the F to V again, and add ES, selves. And here we have thief. So more than one thief is thieves, right? So we will change the F to V again and add ES. Okay, so that's what that is teaching you there in the teaching box. In part E, it says that you get to draw pictures of the words. So today you get to draw some pictures. And yeah, you have words there that you can draw pictures of it. You can do singular or plural. Like, see, you're going to be changing, well, let's just back up to part D. In part D, it says you're going to write each plural by changing F to V and adding S or ES. So you're going to be changing those words over to plural, right? Okay, so then in part E, you're supposed to draw pictures. So you may either draw singular or plural pictures. Like, okay, so number 7 is a loaf. You can either draw 1 loaf of bread or you can draw 2 loaves of bread or more than 2 in the box. So yeah, you have 4 boxes there, 4 words in 4 boxes. So each box will get a picture in the box. Okay, so introducing the story for today. So that's the picture that we have today. And let's look in the first paragraph here. It says the first paragraph of the story tells us the name of the main character and the setting of the story. I'm just reading in my book here. So the first paragraph tells you the name and the setting of the story, what is the name of the main character? So if we look in the first paragraph at the main character, it looks like it's Toby. So Toby is the main character for today. What is the setting of the story? It sounds like it is talking about he was on the way home from school and he went to the ice cream shop. So that would be kind of like the setting of the story. And the day of the week, which day of the week was it? It was Monday. So Monday, it tells us which day of the week. So we can kind of picture in our minds a boy coming home from school, and it was Monday. It was the first day of the week. And yeah, he stopped at the ice cream shop and on his way home from school. Okay, so looking back on this picture here, on page 259, so how was the popsicle, if you think about the question back underneath the title, he's walking there away from the ice cream shop, and we would think about the title, The Stolen Popsicle. Did Toby walk into the store and steal it? How do you think he would have done that? He's walking away from the ice cream shop. Did he walk in the store and steal it? Or was there another, are there other ways to steal? Well, so if you think now about the story question, going back to the story question, it says, why didn't Toby like to put money in the basket at Sunday school? So would that kind of give us a little bit of a hint of maybe what happened here? It seems to me it would have. Maybe it was something with Sunday school. Maybe that's the money he was using. So maybe there's more than one way to steal. And this, yeah, so I'll let you now read the story and see if you can find out what exactly happened, how he stole the popsicle. And yeah, and then we're going to be going into the next lesson also. In the next lesson 3, you will also be having about the stolen popsicle. It's part 2, so you only have one part of the story today, and then we'll finish the other part throughout the next week. Okay, you can go ahead with the rest of your lesson then, follow your directions carefully, and yeah, I hope you have a good afternoon now.